Hello, I'm Jonathan Miller. Welcome to the 15th annual LD Micro main event here in Los Angeles. I'm here with Larry Heaton, CEO of Zomedica Corp, ticker symbol ZOM on the OTC markets. Larry, it's a pleasure to have you here. Would you mind telling our viewers a little bit more about the company?
Sure. Zomedica, which is traded on the New York American Exchange under the ticker symbol ZOM, is a company that is growing our business in animal health. We provide products to veterinarians that improve the quality of care for the pets that they treat, the satisfaction of their pet parents, and the workflow, cash flow, and profitability of their practices.
Excellent. And I have to say, as a person who's been experienced with their products, I'm a huge advocate of what they're doing as a company. They've actually helped my 11-year-old pit bull greatly in a post-operative rehabilitation state. So I think what you're doing is amazing. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the strengths of the company?
Sure. So at Zomedica, our prime strength is our people. We've assembled a team. The senior management team has 300 years of experience in building businesses. The sales and marketing leadership team has 170 years worth of experience in sales and marketing and animal health. So first and foremost, it's the people that comprise the company. Second, it's the technology. We focus on technology that meets the needs of veterinarians and is proprietary. We don't look to be a me too in any industry, but rather we look for products that are innovative, that allow veterinarians to do things for themselves in their clinic or to do things for animals that they can't do with other products that are available. And third, we have $167 million in cash on our balance sheet. And so that gives us the ability not only to weather any storm from any economic downturn, but more importantly, to have the resources to be able to fund organic growth of our products and to make additional acquisitions.
Great, thank you. And as we know, a lot of industries and markets have been impacted, especially over the last 6 months, but over the last 2.5 years. How's your company dealt with the rising inflation and the recession and everything we've experienced?
Well, I think with like everyone, we're concerned about the apparent economic downturn, and inflation helps no one. But from our standpoint, we operate in a market for animal health. And actually within a segment of that market for animals that aren't feeling well. So unlike visits that you might make, just routine visits to check up, maybe those get affected somewhat. But if your pet is sick, whether it's your $1 million racehorse or it's the family dog, your animal's not feeling well, you're going to the vet. And the products that we offer to the veterinarians are for the most part covered by health insurance, pet insurance. And they're covered by pet insurance for the same reason that we know that pet parents without pet insurance will take advantage of them, like you did, because they work, they're backed by clinical research, and they're cost effective. You use the PulseVet technology, you avoid surgery that's an $8,000 or $10,000 bill.
Yep.
And you pay $300 for an initial treatment. If you use PulseVet on a dog with chronic osteoarthritis, then that dog doesn't need 12 months worth of medication every year. Just come back once a year for a repeat. So while it's of course concerning to everyone, we don't see that it's going to have a materially adverse impact on our business opportunities.
Amazing. And like I said, I personally attest to the product myself, the PulseVet. Are there any new products that you're developing right now that we can keep an eye out for?
Absolutely. So over the last year, we've made 4 acquisitions. The PulseVet technology was the first one. And then we followed that up with the acquisition of the assets of a company called CC Animal Health, which uses targeted pulse electromagnetic field therapy for the pet parent to take the healing home. We didn't have that product on board when I talked to you about your dog, or I would have suggested that, hey, there's something you can do at home. It incorporates the pet parent into that clinical pathway, extends that clinical pathway into the pet parent's home. We just acquired that and closed it in the second quarter. We'll be reporting, in the third quarter, we'll be reporting a partial quarter's revenue on that company's acquisition and its products here on November 14th. And so that's out there. We've also recently acquired a microscope, a digital microscope that veterinarians use that features the world's only fully automated slide processing capability, which does a couple things. Knocks 5, 10, 15 minutes off slide prep per slide, and practices, even small practices, are going to go through 100 slides a week. But it also assures that you get a perfect image every time. And so quality of care is improved because the quality of the image is improved, and you also have a good workflow. We're launching that in the first half of next year. And then the final product that we acquired recently is called VetGuardian, and we're in the process of acquiring that, I should say. We've invested in the company so that they can finish it up. We plan on launching that in the first half. Wireless pet monitoring. 71% of pets that pass away in the clinic, not associated with euthanasia, are post-surgical patients. So imagine if you're a pet parent and you just paid $8,000 for surgery and you're not able to take your pet home. That's a problem.
Yep.
And yet vets just simply don't have the personnel to be able to sit there and watch every animal post-surgery. And even if they did, they don't have x-ray vision. They can't see what's going on. What VetGuardian does is it incorporates a sonar camera, a LiDAR sensor, a video camera, and a thermal imaging camera.
Wow.
And so it continuously monitors respiration, heart rate, temperature, movement. And if any of those metrics move in the wrong direction, it instantly sends an alert to the vet tech around the corner, hey, come and pay attention to this animal, or to the vet tech that's on call that night. It not only assures that you have a better monitoring scenario for your pet's post-surgery or overnight in the ICU, but it also offers an additional revenue stream for vets, because you'd pay an extra $50 to make sure that that your pet is monitored continuously overnight, and so would we think a lot of pet parents.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I know I had the benefit of being close to where some of your services and products are offered. Can you tell us more about some of your current locations and new locations that are coming?
Yeah, sure. So on a company's level, we recently opened our new Zomedica Global Manufacturing and Distribution Center in Roswell, Georgia. And this is a facility that we're now in the process. We've moved the PulseVet manufacturing there, and we are in the process of moving all of our distribution and all of our manufacturing to that facility. Everything we make, made in the USA, made right there in Georgia. And as we continue our marketing efforts, we're every quarter expanding the installed base for our diagnostic platforms, expanding the installed base for the PulseVet platform as well. You know, it's just recently, just before we talked with you, that we moved from only focusing our activities with PulseVet on the equine market, or horses, to the small animal market. And when we acquired PulseVet, they had 3 sales marketing people. We have a whole team. Field sales reps, inside sales reps, veterinarians for clinical support. And so we continuously are expanding those sites.
That's great. And I know for some of our viewers, some of this technology, these services can be new. How would you say you differentiate from any competitors in the space, if there are any?
Yeah, so one of the things that we look for are products that are unique, and if not unique, highly differentiated from the competition. Our diagnostic platform, while there are other point-of-care diagnostic platforms, instruments, we feature the only point-of-care assays or tests for feline TSH, for quantitative cortisol, for endogenous ACTH, for free T4. And all these things are just initials to maybe to you and I, but to vets, they comprise what you need to do to diagnose adrenal disease or thyroid disease in animals, and there's no one else that has them. Our PulseVet shockwave therapy is unique. There are no competitors with true shockwave. There was one, but PulseVet acquired them before we acquired them. In the area of the microscope, we're the only microscope that has fully automated slide processing. And we also have some unique features in our visualization chain, which we'll talk about at a future date, but that will give us best-in-class imaging. We're the only targeted pulse electromagnetic field therapy that I know of in animal health. And the wireless monitoring, again, is unique. So that's what we look for as we do acquisitions. That's what we've found when we have acquired the companies that we have acquired. And that's what we'll continue to look for as we acquire additional companies in the quarters and months to come.
Well, we look forward to following the story. I personally thank you for coming and joining us today. Big fan of what you're doing. And for all of the investors out there, again, the company is Zomedica, CEO Larry Heaton, ticker symbol ZOM. Larry, thank you so much for coming by today and sharing your story with us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you.